All right, welcome everyone. We are Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 5.
We are in versus battles. Yes, indeed. And Shinso, Steam won that one.
Yes, Shinso did very well by helping out Class 1A in his part there. But it was one of those things where he was very much not the linchpin upon the team's winning the fight in general.
Yes.
Suyu, Kaminari... And just the team in general did a pretty good job. Of course, poor
Koda?
Kirishima.
Kirishima,
yeah, Koda as well. But Kirishima as well, just getting rinsed easy and stuff like that.
Yep.
But put a lot of good animation into the fight in general.
Surprisingly so, yeah.
Yeah, even though this feels, not like fillery, but like very much like a side story of sorts, specifically on giving all the kind of the boys and girls of Class 1A and 1B just a little bit of time of focus before things go into more dramatic territory. Yeah. But maybe they'll mix that in with some of these fights, or they'll start doubling up fights per episode, so that we can go through them a little bit faster.
At a chop pace, yeah.
But either way, here we are. Let's see some cool quirk combinations. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Okay.
All right.
Cool. So we're midway through a fight between the next team.
Yes.
Next team combo here.
And given that this is the pattern that they've shown for this, because the previous fight took more than just the one episode, so that's probably
it was mostly all in the one episode, though.
Yeah. But that means that's probably going to be kind of what they do for moving forward. So maybe we wrap up the fight real quick in the next one, and then we start the fight after that.
Yeah, because this one had a bit of a breakup in the pacing because we had a Tokoyami and Hawk's little bit of backstory here, which is nice because it's not really focused on Hawk's as much as it is focused on Tokoyami.
Right.
Tokoyami was one of the characters that when we remember back in Season 2, I remember you and I thought that he was one of the strongest characters in the class.
Oh, yeah,
because
absolutely.
Deku wasn't that strong yet.
Nope.
A lot of the characters that seemed like they had a lot of strength, we hadn't seen them grow to that crazy high potential like Bakugo.
Yes.
So we didn't put him in the top, upper echelons. It was Todoroki, and then maybe Tokoyami and Bakugo were our next ones there, and then Deku was underneath them. But Deku had, of course, the ability to just instantly win something with a finger snap if it all worked out properly.
Right. But Tokoyami, the whole idea of having just
a stand,
shadow
stand. Yeah.
Right. That's crazy powerful. And as we've seen with how it's being used, that's actually
it's a second person on your team, basically, that you get to bring into there.
Oh yeah, the fact that he was able to send it out so far and so quickly, that's insane, right? Because stand, right? Okay, cool. In JoJo's, what's the thing that they constantly get into? What's the range of your stand, right? Because range makes or breaks a fight.
Yep.
And here, apparently, range isn't too much of a problem.
It's not a problem really anymore, no.
But on top of that, his stand can influence him, which means that if he goes, if he just does something as simple as wrapping it around himself, suddenly he can do things that would be physically impossible.
Yeah, which is something he did in Season 3 when they were kind of enhancing the quirks kind of capacities, and he put it on as a mantle.
Right, and we saw that in the
himself. Yeah.
Right, in the work study, or I think it was with Hawks, the second part of it.
He was basically using it to leap onto different environments because he was stronger and more agile. But using it is basically just you'll cover this aspect of my movement, Dark Shadow.
Yep.
And you have independent thought, meaning that I don't really need to give you every bit of micromanaging of your movements.
Sure, right.
I give you an order and you'll do it just
Dark Shadow can scout for me. He can go out ahead and be like an
extra pair of eyes and stuff like that.
And then you just know, he found them. They're over this way.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
Cool.
This is really good, but from a standpoint of his participation in a lot of events, Season 3, he lost control of Dark Shadow. That wasn't really a good training opportunity for him.
Nope.
And in a lot of the things since then, and given that Hawks kind of brought it up, he wasn't involved in the whole thing with Overhaul. He wasn't involved in really a lot of the other big things that happened with Class 1A, so he maybe has felt a little bit left behind. But Hawks basically brings him along as hey, yeah, we're both bird people, of quirk. So, I like you stand out to me. But I also loved the thing where Hawks is like, I'm going to get info on the League from you.
Yeah.
Which is a very sneaky, roundabout way of doing it. Mm-hmm. And that actually pissed off Tokoyami. I love that.
Oh, yeah, right. It's like I didn't learn anything. And
I'm not just some messenger bird.
Right.
Treat me seriously here.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. It's great. And at the same time, that's kind of the big lesson that Hawks is giving him. Mm-hmm. No one's going to make you learn stuff. No. You got to learn stuff on your own. Yeah. Well, okay. Towards the end, then he's like, all right, let me break it down for you.
I'll put you into a lot of adversity and here you are at the top of this really tall cable tower or
you haven't
telecom tower or something.
Right. This is probably the last time we'll interact in this kind of fashion. So since it's about to end and you haven't quite figured it out yet, I'll spell it out for you.
I'm gonna give you some words of wisdom in that regard.
Yeah. You can do a lot of things that you wouldn't have expected, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't really try. The fact that I could totally see Hawks in another world line or whatever, where he has his wings and everything, and he has his feathers, but he doesn't quite realize just what he can do with his feathers. Yeah. So he thinks the big thing is that he can fly.
Right.
All right, cool. So I'm an enhancement. I'm maneuverable. I can get around and fight people, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to
he uses his feathers for
what he actually uses his feathers for. He doesn't even have to lift a finger.
No issues doing anything with his fights.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy the kind of precision that he has with it. Mm-hmm. And it is an extension of himself. But Tokoyami, this is the difference with Tokoyami. While Dark Shadow is an extension of itself, the feathers don't have thought or independent thinking. Dark Shadow can go into all that and be independent of you. Not in that he still has to be connected to him.
Yeah, there's limitations and weaknesses. He can only be in one place. He has to still have that tether.
True.
But he doesn't run out like Hawk's feathers do.
Yeah.
As
long as it's dark, it's not just constant bright sunlight. Mm-hmm. You have a ridiculously strong Batman style of crime fighting that you could do that would rival Hawk's if you pushed yourself into that adversity.
Right.
And I think this is the key in for Hawk's character is that he was ripped out of adversity in that he had a bad kind of family situation.
Yeah.
But he might have been put into, in some ways, an even greater, different type specifically to make him stronger.
Right.
And the results speak for themselves in that he's the number 2 hero right now. Mm-hmm. He has no issues just being one of the best. Yes, he's damn impressive.
Yeah.
But maybe in some ways people like Tokoyami have the chance to maybe if they take themselves seriously and push themselves in those areas, they could go beyond him.
Sure.
Because his quirk is ridiculously good. Mm-hmm. But I'm guessing what makes Hawks someone that's terrifying to villains in that regard is all those years probably of just grueling training. Like we saw in the ED of season 4 where he was a kid blindfolded with his little wings there and the suits were around him. And it's just he was trained hardcore.
You can look at age and think that means they don't have experience, but that just means that they would have had to have started younger in order to get the same amount of experience.
Musicians are totally like that.
Right,
You're
exactly.
How are you so good at age 13? It's I've been doing this for 8 years.
Right.
What do you mean?
Yeah. I wrote my first symphony when I was 4, yeah.
It's crazy. And in this world where people are, by a little bit of luck and also just parenthood, given abilities that vary greatly. I mean, ridiculously. Someone like Tokoyami, if he kind of more pitied himself a little bit and best in the darkness.
Yes.
Might miss the opportunity to stand out into the light and do some things that are pretty impressive.
And who could have known that all that needed to happen was for, a pro to take him under his wing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or both wings,
Yeah. I mean, we know that Horikoshi was thinking of that pun. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to take you under my wings. That's perfect.
And also, I love that they covered the joy of flying, the freedom of just being high up in the sky. And you can be anywhere. Smell the air, look at the sights.
So many superpowers in this story can basically just be different inconvenient ways for you to figure out how to fly.
Right. And flying is that's
coolest. One of the coolest or the best things about being a superhero with superpowers is just that you can break the laws of physics and theoretically fly or super jump or something like that.
Right. It's the simple things.
So it's the simple things, exactly. And speaking of the simple things, the simplest quirk can do some pretty cool stuff we've seen. The guy with the dark power,
Oh yeah, that was great.
Just being able to go along the darkness, grab Aoyama,
and
just
arm
drag
is still
him
outside,
all the way, like along these pipes. That's some clever
terrifying.
Thinking. That's so terrifying. Yeah, because Aoyama is limited by the direction that his belly button or his shoulders or his wrists or whatever are facing, so he can't just shoot anyone just because they happen to be, grabbing him. It's like, that angle, I can't see,
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
Also, the idea that the guy was using his gimmick at the time, which we thought was just his shtick of, darkness, yes?
Yes.
But what it actually was him getting inside Tokoyami's head so that he could drag him out into a 1v1 away from his group. And given that Tokoyami has the most general defensive properties as being like the tank of the group, he's got like...
Yeah, the rest of them are a lot more utility and things like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And thus he was able to get Aoyama, probably the biggest damage dealer, as far as like if anyone actually got hit with a full-on laser blast from him, they'd be just done.
Right, Invisible Girl and Momo, they're not going to do much. At most, Momo might pull out
Momo can make a cannon or something.
Right.
Someone's just going to dodge it,
Bring out a shotgun and shoot beanbags at you,
Right.
Okay, but, yeah.
So I just like the idea of the tactics being something that is far more prevalent in these fights because they're not based around fighting actual villains that are trying to kill you.
And
you get the luxury of being able to choose these types of tactics with your quirk team combination.
And it's not one-on-one, it's quirk team combination.
Yes.
So that also means team tactics, divide and conquer, As powerful as you are, Tokoyami, alone, you'll lose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, we get to showcase just a bunch of new quirks from Class 1B, like this mushroom girl who we basically got her quirk kind of just told to us by her design that she's a gigantic mushroom on her head. But holy crap, she's N from Dorohedoro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen Dorohedoro, but Horikoshi's holding back by the fact that she's not being violent with these mushrooms. Because we saw what's possible if someone just like, I make things grow on other things.
Right.
What are your limits? That they have to grow on other things. Yeah. That's it. There is no weakness. Maybe the fact that it's maybe a bit indiscriminate, so it's hard to focus your target unless you see them.
There's a character in Little Witch Academia that very much has the mushroom obsession / aesthetic, and it's great. So this character felt kind of like a mishmash homage to that and that character in Little Witch. So.
And isn't Little Witch Academia very inspired by My Hero Academia?
No, my personal theory is that My Hero Academia actually ripped off just about everything from its starting premise from Little Witch, other than the hero concept, but the 7 stars on a thing that gets passed down to the main character from the old character who isn't the hero as much anymore, so that then they can be the hero eventually.
I'll have to check out. I almost called it My Little Witch Academia, but but check out Little Witch Academia.
It's a great anime.
Okay, so then here we get basically a lot of commentary of the side characters, kind of following a lot of the fights and stuff.
Yep.
But if this is kind of the setup for the fights in general, I would actually like to see a couple of the typically powerful Class 1A characters have some problems because they are maybe a little bit cocky with regards to maybe using team tactics.
Yeah.
And while Bakugo is one of the definitively strongest characters in the show when it comes to just quirks,
you fight by yourself, dude.
If you fight by yourself,
you're going to get a fool made out of you.
Right. And I really still think he's going to win, but I would love to have it be a thing where it's oh no, if we lose one more person, it's over.
I would love to see a thing where Bakugo
has to protect someone.
Bakugo's team wins, but he gets taken captive.
Ooh.
And
because he gets 4-on-1 or something.
Right, exactly. He goes off against the enemy by himself, and they manage to beat him, and maybe he really
so
roughs
him
up. But it's what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
To be fair, though, I would be hard-pressed to come up with a
way that they would actually be able to beat him even 4-on-1.
Because I would almost be worried that Bakugo would just use extreme force and it would just hurt one of the other students.
Yeah.
Before he would actually get captured, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair,
some sort of howitzer impact that probably isn't good for a non-enhancement type.
To be fair, he has gotten a lot better, but he is also one of those people where everyone has his psychological profile on the internet where they're like, oh yeah, this is the kind of things that set him off. Okay, yeah, we know how to manipulate him so he's not as much of a direct problem. But I still would like to see that as being a thing that comes into play with both him and also Todoroki, who is dealing with the emotional drama right now with his father.
Sure. Random thought for Bakugo.
Yes.
I would actually love it if he played into his own character flaw.
And use that to bait them.
Yeah. He's like, okay, guys. All right,
and listen, then here's what we're going to do. Here's the plan.
All right. Now, and he does it in a very, like, cocky, arrogant way, right? Of, like, follow what I say and we'll win, you know? But it's the...
Oh, it's like exactly what the dark guy did here.
Right. But basically, I'm very good at getting attention. You know, like...
I'll draw them all onto me.
Oh, yeah. And they'll think it'll be the best, like, you know, because that's the only way they'll be able to take me out, right?
Right.
When I do that...
You guys do this, and just use your quirks in the best way you think possible.
Yep.
But like,
I'll
set up one of them for you for easy capture.
Yeah.
And then we'll just win by numbers or something.
Sure.
I would really like to see that because I think Bakugo gets a lot of shit because of earlier seasons.
Yeah, his caricature type is sort of one note, but he is a smart dude. He learns.
He's one of the smartest characters in the class.
Yeah.
Like he regularly was shown with the like high scores on like all the things. Like
when he would do the test results
too.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just combat tactics and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know a little bit of where that comes from his parents. But Bakugo wasn't in this episode, so we're going to kind of move on talking from him.
Yep.
If anything, I just really like the idea that the teachers are understanding that this is really, in a lot of ways, Shinso's potential hero course test.
We knew that, but it's nice to hear them say it.
It's nice to hear them say it officially because it was Aizawa and others in general who noted that Shinso would not have been able to make it to the tournament in season 2 if he hadn't resorted to using his quirk in those ways because of how much the test is skewed against people with, I would call, more of the psychic variety type quirks or their mental powers.
Yeah. Right, it's the you can't fight the robots? No, that's tough.
Yeah, you can't punch things hard? Well then, sorry, you're not going to be helpful here. Or you don't have some kind of quirk that supports people, like buffs them or enhances them in some way, then, well,
sorry.
Too tough luck. I guess you're going to the education course when actually Shinso has one of the most terrifying 1v1 quirks in the show. Oh, yeah. So... yeah, he could beat All for One if All for One just spoke, you know, and it's like, done. You know?
All of a sudden, okay.
Aizawa come out, and then Aizawa comes out, blinks, done.
Right.
Puts him in Tartarus.
What is your strongest single damage ability? Some such and such. All right, I want you to use that on yourself right now. Okay. Hypnosis is broken, but he's paced, you know.
Yeah, and then records the voice of All for One, goes and just puts Shinso in all these places, and it's like, knock, knock. Instead of pizza delivery, it's All for One. What? Nani? Brainwashed. Done. Grab.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, But, y'all, this was a fun episode. We got some Hawks focus, which was nice to kind of break up a little bit of the fillery feeling of the fights. But, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full-length timer version of this reaction and discussion, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Any level support there gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and the community there about MHA as a show, about stuff with the manga for people there with that, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Yes, we stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.